you just stay the course. That's the right thing to do. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. And in this case, the shorts were the pigs.
They were, Jim. I mean, on the political side, you know, the Besant thing, the Navarro thing, we'll move that.
We don't know.
I don't know, but I will say that there does appear to be some infighting at the top. And I don't care about the politics, Jim. I'm just curious about where this.
Why do we care? We want to make money and we don't want to lose money. You know, if it's Navarro, if it's Lutnick, I mean, who cares? Okay. We're never going to know. We're not going to be in the room.
Fair enough. I think it goes to where trade policy may end up. But let me ask you this. United Airlines, okay? I'm looking now at my screen. United Airlines is up 27% right now. I mean, it's still up over 6 months. It collapsed and it's come back. Has the fundamental business case for people getting on an airplane changed that dramatically in a day? This is the kind of stuff I don't know.
Delta had good numbers. I thought Delta was going to be awful. Delta had good numbers. Their single biggest raw cost, fuel. So they're going to do much better. I mean, fuel's falling apart here. I know that Chevron bounced back and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, so you have two big positives. One was that Delta was really good. And second is fuel goes down. Now, these are volatile trading vehicles, and they're very excitable, and people get, the United States was cut in half. But it is important for people to recognize that when fuel goes down, it makes up for some of the people who don't show up in planes. The oil companies. I mean, I guess people got short them at the end. You know what, Brian, there's so much money being made by the shorts that they've really, really decided that they had their way. And it turns out that was a mistaken way to approach making money.
All right. On that note, Jim, if you'll just stand by for just a second, let's get back to Eamon Javers. He's got more color about how exactly this all went down. Eamon, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Kelly, we're just trying to understand exactly the decision-making here at the White House when all this was decided. You heard Scott Bessent just a short time ago at the West Wing door, and what the Treasury Secretary said was, and this was driven by the president's strategy. He said he and I had a long talk on Sunday, and this was his strategy all along. To me, that indicated that the decision to reverse these tariffs was made on Sunday, but that is not the case, according to Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, who I just spoke to just a couple of moments ago in the West Wing. What she says is the decision to reverse course on these tariffs happened in the Oval Office today during a meeting with high-level officials and the President of the United States, and they hammered out the language of this Truth Social post in that meeting, and there was no decision back on Sunday that this was going to be the playbook, that in fact it was all decided today shortly before that post went out to the world. So what we're looking at with that social media post is sort of a near real-time view into presidential decision-making. She didn't offer any details on who was in the room with the president when he made that decision, or sort of why this decision was made today. We did hear Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, saying that it wasn't due to the bond market, which moved dramatically overnight. But so we'll have to wait and see if the president offers any more explanation for that. We're going to see him possibly a couple of times today. There's an event with race car drivers here at the White House. He might take some time out to talk about it there. Caroline Leavitt telling me that the president is very excited to talk to the world about this. So we may hear from him shortly.
And we heard from him this morning. We've heard from him a few
times.
He said bye.
He said bye this. I mean, Jim Cramer, the president, this morning said basically he told us, sort of tipped his hand on what to do. I think he said buy the market this morning.
It was kind of contemporaneous when I was talking with David about how it would really be great if he would just say he'd buy the market, which was good. I would tell you that he's attuned to the media, but what matters is that the press secretary, my understanding is that's exactly what happened. And they were very heartened about the number of people that came to the table. They felt that they did have the Chinese encircled. They decided to press their bet. They went from being looking like they were off base to recognizing that maybe they had a pretty good situation going, and they struck. I also think that there are enough people in that room who recognize that the shorts were having their way and actually think like that. Remember, these are people who are pretty seasoned. I mean, Secretary Lutnick's pretty seasoned. Secretary Bessent's pretty seasoned. They really get it. And look, I know Peter Navarro. He's a volatile guy. I've known Peter for a very, very long time. He gets it, too. So it's entirely possible that what you're looking at was something that came together when they realized that, wait a second, we have 75 countries that say we see eye to eye, and we've got one that doesn't. Well, let's just isolate the one that doesn't and make them look like they're just bad actors. And they succeeded. So I don't know. I mean, it worked. Look, if you're a bull, this was a good day. Don't outthink it. Stop thinking about the damn bond market. Look, I love the bond market. The bond market's moved like a couple of a nano basis. And yet that's all we focused on. Come on, we got to focus on helping people make money. That's what we do. We're not hedge fund people talking about a basis trade. We're trying to help people make money. And when we help people make money, tell them to stay in the game when there's total despair. Tell them not to quit. Tell them not to short. Tell them to get off leverage and let it play out. But stop confusing people with the damn basis trade. We are not on a trading desk. That is not our goal. We are not trying to get a job with Stanley Druckenmiller.